Hey, Cheech, I was interviewing Steve Martin a couple months ago, and he was saying how even now, years later, after doing Saturday Night Live, people still come up to him and say, "Wild and crazy guy," and recite routines to him.
Me too. They come up to me and say the same thing. Wild and crazy guy.
But do you find that a lot? Some of the old routines?
Oh
that,
yeah, absolutely. There's not a day goes by that somebody doesn't come up and say some line from some movie that, or record that I don't know if they're from movies, records, or not anymore because I don't remember. But yeah, but that's great. I mean, that's kind of what I got into it for.
Yeah, but how do you react to that when that happens? Are you ever standing at a urinal or something? And
yeah, all the time. Yeah, it's great. You know, I mean, when I was a kid, I would memorize all the routines of my favorite comedians, and it became jokes between my buddies and I. And I said, man, if I ever was going to be a comedian, that's what I want to do. People would say my routines between their buddies, and that's what happened.
Right. After the Cheech and Chong period, were you happy with the way your career went immediately after that time, or did you find that maybe Cheech and Chong cost you some movie roles?
Well, yeah, it definitely did, and it went real good right after, because I had made Born in East LA as soon as we broke up. But then after a while, it started to meander because, you know, I wanted to do one thing, and the studios had another idea for me, and you know, it went up and down, and you know, you try to get the best stuff that you can, and you try to stay out there long enough so that you'll be fortunate enough to land like a tin cup eventually.
Well, one other question about another movie before we turn to Tin Cup. One thing a lot of actors who do voices have in common, people like Nathan Lane, Robin Williams, is that a lot of parents approach them about calling up their kids to do the voice from a particular character. Do you find after The Lion King that you get a lot of children?
Every once in a while, but I have laryngitis, you know, so the doctor won't let me do your voice machine message right now, but I love to do it, but doctor.
Well, turning to Tin Cup, I love locations. The Winnebago, was that like a dream come true to shoot in there?
It was great. They had it torn apart. You could do it in sections. It was unbelievable.
Yeah, what were people's reactions when they came upon the driving range set there out in the middle of nowhere?
They would turn in and want to hit a bucket of balls and get pissed off if they couldn't. Yeah. No, really, they would have, because it was out in the middle of nowhere, and the people, we had a lot of every day some you know, golfers would come in there with their bags, and they'd seen it before, and they were going to come hit some balls. Why can't we? We're doing a movie here. Well, so what? You know, I want to hit some balls. Golfers, you know.
You know, there's some great memorable scenes in the film. One is where you and Kevin Costner kind of go at it, breaking an assortment of golf clubs. How sore was your leg at the end of the day?
Well, I had a few welts on it. You know? Those are not as fragile as they look in the movie. It takes a little to break them, but that was a great scene.
Yeah. You know, Renee Russo was saying she was really impressed at how many women were throwing themselves at Kevin Costner and Don Johnson during the filming, and I'm sure you had your groupies that were wanting to get near you, but
mostly they were other caddies. How can we get this gig? We've been doing this for free all along. How can we get your gig?
But well, did it impress you at the lengths that some women would go to meet some of your co-stars?
Yeah, it was interesting. It's like the salmon migration. I mean, we would stay in one place and they would come by. It was like a steady stream, you know. It was amazing.
Yeah. Now, and one last question. You do a great job in the movie as a caddy. I'm wondering, after the cameras are rolling, did the caddy have a caddy to take care of the
Actually,
clubs?
I did. I had a guy named Sven who was my caddy guru he taught me all about how to be a professional caddy, and he gave us my son and I golf lessons all the time, and it was wonderful.
What's his name, really, Sven?
His name was Sven. His name is something Svensson, Jim Svensson. I don't know. I never found out his real name is, but it's Sven to us.
Okay, great. Thank you very much, sir.
Thank you
It was
very
a
much.
pleasure meeting you.
My pleasure. Thank you.